this'll set a new style for bathing suits? Ought to make a big splash, though, over at the country club pool, don't you think? Well, the fact is that we brought this one out of mothballs at the request of Henry West of Bloomington, Illinois, who writes, "Dear Jack, I'm interested in swimming, especially in learning how to become one of those comedy divers in those funny suits. Could you get one of the professional water clowns to show me some of his tricks of the trade?" Well, Henry, anyone who's been lucky enough to see one of the water shows like Billy Rose's Aquacade will remember Frank Foster, one of the great diving clowns of all time. Think you can give Henry a lesson, Frank?
Glad to, Jack. Just so I don't have to get on a diving board.
Well, we know you're in retirement now, so we'll watch a film you made for You Asked For It a few years ago. But before we roll it, how about telling us the first requirements?
First requirement, Henry, is you got to have a swimsuit. A lot of swimsuits, like these. Crazy kind. Patched up, gunny sacks, flower sacks, all kinds of suits. Striped suits here. And secondly, well, you'll see. Oh, here we are. First off, it's a good idea to test the board and the weather. If they don't suit you, go home and forget the whole thing. Otherwise, do a few limbering up exercises to show the customers how supple you are. A look of grim determination always helps. Paw the board a little and you're ready for your first dive. What power, what form, what grace. What happened? Oh, yeah, guess I zigged a little when I should have zagged. Takes quite a bit of acrobatic ability, but we try to hide the fact by just looking awkward. Here, for example, I'll stop the action once more. You can see it takes quite a bit of strength to hang on in that silly position, but the customers always seem to enjoy it.
I can vouch for that.
Of course, some of our dives take supreme diving and careful execution. Watch this next one, for example. In this dive, you run out on the board.
Yes, and then?
That's all. You just keep on running. Through the air, and even underwater.
My, that is complicated, isn't it?
Here's my straight jackknife dive.
And I'd say that was a pretty excellent jackknife dive, too.
Well, I just threw that in to illustrate a point, Jack. You have to know how to do a dive right before you can do it wrong. The same dive, comedy style, uses the same timing and sense of balance.
Ouch! Must hurt a little more when you hit the water.
Not if you're completely relaxed. The idea is to be nonchalant and swim ashore gracefully. Then climb out and show off your manly physique. Being careful not to slip on the ladder. Oh, well. Anyhow, Jack, here's a standard part of a comedy diver's routine. As I wipe my face, I'm actually slipping some peppermint candy into my mouth. Then when I run out onto the board and fall, out come my teeth. It's really the candy, of course, but the illusion is always good for a laugh. But one more dive, actually one of the most difficult to do. I go high in the air, come down on one leg, poise on the edge of the board. Oh, water's cold.
Well, anything more, Frank?
Yes, Jack. There's one dive not included in that first lesson. It's the horse and rider. A tough one. I performed it with Jack Broadway.
Well, for your information, Henry, after one time Frank did this dive, 7 stitches were taken above his right eye. So include in your lesson that comedy diving is also dangerous. So now, Henry West, you know all about how to become a comedy diver. And you know why? You asked for it.